What's God's true nature? When we think about God's nature, we often find ourselves lost in a sea of perspectives. Some see God as a loving creator, while others view God as a wrathful judge. Some believe God is a distant observer, and others believe God is an intimate companion. Each perspective has its own significance, shaping our understanding of the divine and our place in the world. But how do we reconcile these differing views? Is God a paradox, full of contradictions, or is there a deeper truth waiting to be uncovered? One of the biggest misconceptions about God's true nature is that God is a micromanager, constantly intervening in human affairs. This view can lead to feelings of guilt and shame, as if God is always judging and correcting us. But is this really an accurate representation of God's nature? Another misconception is that God is only concerned with our spiritual lives, ignoring our physical and emotional needs. Some people believe God is a punisher, lashing out at those who disobey, while others see God as a loving father figure, always forgiving and accepting. Misconceptions about God's nature can also lead to confusion in our personal relationships. If we believe God is a harsh judge, we may struggle with self-acceptance and self-worth. We may feel the need to constantly prove ourselves to God, rather than embracing our own inherent value. On the other hand, if we believe God is a distant observer, we may feel abandoned and unloved. This confusion can seep into our relationships with others, causing us to struggle with trust, intimacy, and communication. One of the most damaging misconceptions about God's nature is that God is a cultural or religious construct, created to control and manipulate people. This view can lead to a sense of disillusionment and cynicism, causing us to reject the concept of God altogether. But what if God's true nature is something more? In many Eastern religions, God is seen as an impersonal force, a universal energy that pervades all things. This view is often contrasted with the more personal God of Western religions, who is seen as a loving father figure. But what if both views are correct? What if God's nature is both impersonal and personal, transcendent and intimate? In theology, we see various interpretations of God's nature, from the apophatic approach, which emphasizes God's unknowability, to the cataphatic approach, which emphasizes God's revelation. One profound insight that connects these interpretations is the idea that God's nature is not just about God, but about us. When we see God as a loving father figure, we are seeing our own capacity for love and compassion. When we see God as a wrathful judge, we are seeing our own capacity for judgment and condemnation. This insight reveals a deeper understanding of God's nature, one that is not just about theology, but about our own humanity. Thanks for watching. I hope you find this helpful. Then like, share and comment. God bless you.